All right, we ready.
My name is George Gushenier, and I'm shooting this for the Resistance. This will be the first place or the first organization that I sent video to, the Resistance.
I'm just a picture in a frame. Pause. I paint word pictures on the canvas of life.
I'm everywhere in public.
It was right about here when I was traveling down Dolphin Island Parkway when I saw the police officer parked in front of me, and I tried to get his attention, and I swerved around him at this location. This is like the corner of Duval. Can I get that on camera? It's like the corner of Duval and DIP and Gosson Street, Gosson Street. So I saw the police officer right about here when I was traveling about 35 miles an hour, and I had to swerve around him. Right here at the corner of Government, where I made a left, and the police officers began their pursuit behind me to pull me over. It was at this location of Government and DIP. Right at this intersection where I was pulled over by all the police officers, and they drew their handguns on me. This is the corner of Government Boulevard in Pleasant Valley. This is video of Government Boulevard, and I'm traveling up to the area where I was able to pull the car over and come to a stop. This is video of the Mobile Police Department. This is where the officers are working at. This is the Mobile Police Department headquarters. Video where I was stopped, the corner of Government and Pleasant Valley. You heard it first on the Resistance.
And I put that on my soul. On thrones and they eyes closed. And that's on my soul.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's the Resistance. Man, we got some foul stuff going on in Mobile, Alabama. I got my man George here about to tell me about the bullshit he just went through. What's going on, George?
Hey, what's up?
I'm chilling, man. Tell me what's going on. I see you sent me some short videos about what happened down in Mobile. Give me the real inside scoop. This was 2 nights ago. What date was this?
This was on Sunday. Okay. Early Sunday morning.
All right. What happened?
I went to a preliminary fireworks display with a friend of mine, and we was watching fireworks. I began to feel kind of ill, so I told my friends, I said, hey, I'm going to head home because I wasn't feeling very well. I left in my truck, traveling down DIP, Dolphin Island Parkway, in a commute, and I started to feel kind of disillusional when I was driving. I started feeling a headache first, and I started, getting eye impairment where I was kind of blurring to see. So I saw a police officer in front of me, and I pulled behind him to try to get his attention because I felt like I was getting ready to pass out. I turned on my emergency strobe lights. I used to do security work for a private company called General Enforcement. The lights are very bright, and they're white and yellow in the front. So the police officer did not regard, the lights that were behind him. And I started to lose consciousness, coming in and out. And I was almost finna run into the back of him. So I swerved around him to stop from hitting him to get in front of the officer. I then got all the way up to the corner of Government Boulevard, and I made a left, hoping that the officer would get what was going on with me. He started a pursuit about 1.5 miles behind me. And at that time, I was trying to find a safe spot to stop. I was in and out of consciousness, and I was very disillusional. I brought the car to a stop at the corner of Government Boulevard in Pleasant Valley, and there were like lights everywhere. If you ever had a seizure, the lights really disimpair you.
Right.
They were giving me commands. There were guns drawn in my face all over around the back and the front of the vehicle. I couldn't understand. It was around about seven or eight. There were more that pulled up later, but I can remember 7 or 8 because they had my car completely surrounded.
Okay. So
at that time, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. After that.
At that time, the officer told me to open the door. I had a problem finding the door handle because I was disillusioned. I was in the middle of a seizure.
Mm-hmm.
I got the door open. I think they helped me open it from the outside. I'm not sure, but the door got open. I got pulled out of the car. No questions were asked. They treated me like a common criminal. They started putting the flashlights in my face. Of course, I was out of it. My pants were soaking wet. I had urinated all over myself. They just threw me in the back of the police car and just started tormenting me on oh, he's probably high, or he's probably just effed up, stuff like that.
Really?
It just was very unprofessional.
Wow. So then they took you to jail instead of them taking you to the hospital, because I'm pretty sure you told them that you were seismatic. But instead of them taking you to the hospital, they took you to jail, right?
Yeah, they impounded my car. I had a friend that was right behind me. He said when he got to the scene, they were pretty much taking me to jail. They were pulling off with me, and my car was being towed to the pound.
Okay. How long did you stay in jail?
I wasn't there a good 30 minutes, and I was still slow responsive there. I was in and out of it there, and I started having seizures. They said I had 7 seizures back to back.
So it took you to have 7 seizures before they said, okay, we need to take this guy to the hospital.
Yes, sir.
Wow. What did they charge you with?
They charged me with eluding.
Did you have a bail?
Yeah, my bail was $500. 10% of that is $50.
Mm-hmm. So did they give you any kind of breathalyzer or anything while you were there?
They did absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Wow. So once they decided to take you to the hospital, they were done with you? They had already charged you and everything before they took you to the hospital?
Yes, sir. And in the commute to the hospital, there was an ambulance called. I reported this as well. One of the paramedics, he used to be a fireman. He was a paramedic inside that unit, and there was a white paramedic and a black paramedic. The white paramedic was very professional. The black paramedic was very disrespectful. He told them to make sure you have on gloves because he could possibly have AIDS. I had a problem with him before, but I reported him to the chief fire department, the man in charge of that. I reported him as well because this is the second occurrence that I had with him in the back of an ambulance having a medical emergency.
Oh, really? For the same situation that you had this particular night?
Yes, sir. Second time.
Wow. So what actions have you took so far against this situation?
I reached out to the police department first. I called them on the very next day after the incident, and I was making them aware that I had a seizure and I was falsely charged. They pretty much brushed me off in a very rude kind of way. It wasn't professional. The phone call wasn't professional. They told me they were going to review the cameras and call me back. They never did.
Mm-hmm.
I called them back on about 2 or 3 hours later. The actual lieutenant that I spoke to, she was a female. She was not there. So I started making contact with other organizations. I contacted the mayor's office. I contacted internal affairs. Due to the holidays, they were closed. I contacted a couple of the news organizations to try to get my story heard because it was ridiculous. I've worked with the police department several times in cleaning up my neighborhood. I've worked with the sheriff department. I'm well known with them, so I was kind of shocked that they treated me in that manner. It's very disrespectful.
So you've already notified the local news stations in your city?
Yes, sir. I'm scheduled to have interviews tomorrow. They wanted to interview the PO of the police department, the guy that handles all the news media. It's a police officer that they wanted to talk to first, and then they're going to contact me after that interview.
Mm-hmm.
I did receive an email from the mayor's secretary, and she told me that she forwarded everything to Chief Batiste. That's the chief of the police department. And I did report it to the FBI. They started an investigation on it, and I did contact the U.S. Attorney General.
Okay, good for you. Ladies and gentlemen, we had to switch over to another recording because we had technical issues going on. But I want to thank you, first of all, for reaching out to me. You did tell me that you reached out to local news stations and you're scheduled to meet with them tomorrow, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I want to thank you for giving me this news first. And I understand that you weren't able to get names and badges because of the ordeal you was going through, but I'm pretty sure your lawyer is going to follow up on that, right?
Yes, sir.
So explain to me this document that's in front of me. I posted it in the video, but it's not too clear. What's this document right here?
Okay, this document is it's the release, the discharge instructions for the patient.
Okay, so that's from when you got out the hospital.
Yes, the final diagnosis is breakthrough seizure disorder.
Okay, and also there's a picture of a medicine bottle.
Yeah, that's the medication that I'm on as of now. That's what I got on when I left the hospital. That's the prescription they gave me.
And that's basically your proof that you are seismatic and you were definitely going through that ordeal when they drew guns on you, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The hospital is not going to issue that kind of medicine, and if you're not a seizure patient, you're not going to get that medicine.
And this is your mugshot right here?
Yes, sir. That's the actual arrest date.
Okay, are those bruises? I see like kind of a red blur on your forehead. Did they rough you up?
Yeah, I was treated like a criminal. They grabbed me and pushed me aside of the car, all kind of stuff.
Wow. Anything about body cam or anything from your lawyer? Did he mention anything about that?
They're supposed to be contacting me in the morning. It was actually 3 of them that I talked to, but due to the holiday season, they wasn't at work today. But they're going to give me a call first thing in the morning.
I need names, badges, body cam, everything that you could give me so we could follow up, because I'm pretty sure my viewers going to want to hear more about this situation.
Yes, sir, I will.
Shout outs to George, y'all, for coming through, stepping up, and exposing the tyranny and corruption still in Mobile, Alabama. You have a good night, George.
You too. Thank you, sir.
Yep. I'm just a black man with cameras.
I shouldn't even be here right now because I could have been killed.